What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my final update about the Muse S Athena headband. You might be wondering, X, you've been talking about this headband for about a week now. Why are you giving up on it after a week? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, and we're going to go into that today. So, I'm going to go through my expectations of what I wanted, what I was hoping for, the money I spent, and what my experience ended up being. And I do not think that you should be buying this headband. My end verdict is do not buy it. And I'm going to explain why. So, what was my expectations and hopes going into buying this headband? Well, I had looked at this headband on a tech channel because I look up inventions that I might be able to use for myself, something new, something exciting. And when I got this headband, I was hoping for two things. Number one, I was hoping to be able to sleep better, and two, I was hoping to meditate better. Did I get both of what I expected? No. As a matter of fact, I got less than I expected, significantly less. So this thing cost $475, but your boy X had to go ahead and buy the bundle, which costed me something over $500. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was like $530, something like that. But no use looking it up. It was over $500 for the bundle. And what did I get bundled with it? Well, I got a trial period with something called Alpha Beats, and I got a trial period with braintech.fm. Now, this is no poking at the companies, but when you release a piece of technology, it's supposed to work the way it was advertised. And what I'm starting to find out is that marketing is legalized lying. I'm going to say that again. Marketing is legalized lying. Did this headband help me sleep? No. Not a single time that I wore it did it ever help me sleep. And I've been investigating electromagnetic fields and their impact on sleep. And I'm an insomniac, so I had high hopes for the ability to wear this headband. And I was maybe hoping for like a frequency to come out of this headband that would like aid my brain into a calmer state. I did not get that. I was waking up every either half an hour, spanning up to every 2 hours. And for the record, I am a gym rat, or at least something close to a gym rat. I work out for 4 to 5 hours every other day, including weekends and holidays. Like if the gym's open every other day, I gotta be in there. So you could imagine that after many hours, I would be tired. So when I first started using it back on my day one, my day two, it was around the time that I worked out extremely intensely. And did I end up falling asleep with the headband on? No, I did not. Was I hoping to fall asleep? Probably for 1 to 2 hours, because that was supposed to be like an experiment I was running. And I did not get any of the above. I did not get deep restorative sleep. I saw some colors a little bit, I think on the second day. And beyond that, the thing is completely useless. Leading me to the price. Now, this thing costs $475 without the bundle. And you Canadians, you are pretty darn expensive for something that does not work. At least in my case. And I'm really just venting. So if I start saying some things that sound like dissing, I'm really just venting. But I will say that a headband that costs damn near $500 US should work. You know, for $500, I was expecting a headband that would have like little like fibers that like acted as sound speakers, and you would play it and like some binaural beats would come out and I would be astral projecting every night. Did I get that? Hell no. What they ended up doing, and through the app, I'm not going to show you because that would reveal my name, but what it would show you is that they had a couple things from the Monroe Institute on there, and I just tried to use it and the audio sounds drowned out. It's like, you know, the Monroe Institute has, you know, binaural beats, and they have a specific proprietary thing that goes beyond binaural beats. It includes it, but goes beyond it for an even better and more immersive experience. And the audio on the Muse app was drowned out. And that's when I was completely done. You know, like I was trying to give it a chance. I was going to give it one more week, and I said, screw this. No, you know, because in this world we give we don't get many chances to get things right. And if you're going to be selling things to the public, it should work as advertised. And I don't do forgiveness for false advertising, in my opinion. And that's just my take on it. If you're going to advertise something, it better work. And for me, it doesn't work. And so what ends up happening is that you get this thing in the mail and you're trying to use it, and you have like a smorgasbord of things that you paid for, and you don't even know where to start. That as much, and as I said in my short, you don't even get alpha beats if you bought the Athena when it first dropped. It didn't work. And they admitted that it didn't work only after they took my money. So I contacted Alpha Beats. I contacted Muse. Hey, how can I get my money back? Because I paid for a trial of something that does not work. And this is unfair. Well, those dirty Canadians kept my money. They said, well, we don't do refunds. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So they get to keep the free money. So I'm assuming that when I go to ask for my money back, they're not going to refund the $500 something. They're only going to refund the $400 something for the headband, which is fine as long as I get the full refund. So Brain FM, I have no issues with Brain FM. A lot of the tracks on there were really attractive. I would recommend Brain FM if you're looking for something that would help you focus a little bit. For me, I have self-diagnosed attention deficit disorder, so when I'm at the gym, I tend to need just that little thing that will push me over the finish line. And Brain FM was a good help in doing so. So this is not against Brain FM. So I'm going to be a bit sad when my subscription expires, because I don't have the money to keep that going with the things I want to do. But, so this is a good shout out for Brain FM. If you're looking for something that has good meditation tracks, something that has good sleeping tracks, how would you do better? I would say if you want to save hundreds of dollars, get Brain FM, go on, get a pair of wired headphones, Audio Technicas, not the cheapest things out there, but I'm saying like the headphones I got from Guitar Center, they cost like $120, and get a Brain FM subscription. And not only did I just save you over 50%, about 50%, my percentages might be off, I saved you several $100s, and you can do so much better with a pair of Audio Technica headphones and going on YouTube and listening to binaural beats. I never clicked out. I never experienced anything that was remotely close to the Gateway experience. I was hoping for a lot more for half of $1,000 during a recession, mind you. Like, it was complete and utter garbage. My experience was garbage. There is no forgiving the company and just, hey, let's let bygones be bygones. You can keep all the money I sent. No. I want my money back, and I'm well within my 30-day money back guarantee. It does not work for me, and I want it back. So what would be my feedback for the company? Number one, that headband that you're making is not worth $475. And it's not even the headband you're looking at on the screen. I already reviewed the one. This is the Muse S2, which they stopped making. The thing is that the design that this Canadian company made, this design of the Canadian company, it forces you to use Bluetooth. And the problem is that I've had a deeper immersive experience using binaural beats with wired headphones. But if you're on a Galaxy S24 the way I am, you don't get a headphone jack, which meant I had to grab an old iPhone 4, which is very slow. Sometimes YouTube was the Safari browser was crashing. And I had to go about it that way with the headband on, and you have all these electromagnetic fields that are really close to your head, and you're sending data out and receiving it. That's not the way that I would do things. Oh, well, this is next generation. Well, next generation is a next generation of stupidity. And I'm just calling it as I see it. It's stupid. You could buy, again, Audio Technica headphones and go on YouTube for free, as long as you had something with a headphone jack in it, plug it in, crank the volume to where you need it to be, and you could put on, if you're on the Brave browser, you could put on the track and then lock your phone for background play, and it'll play for at least 20 minutes uninterrupted. And then you don't have to worry about leaving your phone on overnight, where you're getting all these cellular signals going through your skull in combination with the Bluetooth, which is virtually guaranteed to compromise your circadian rhythm. And if you're sleeping experience has not been compromised. I want to know where you live, what your house is made out of, what latitude you're at, because these things matter as well. Don't get it twisted. But my point is that on days where I have exercised probably 2.5 times more than the average person, I should be so tired that putting on the headband shouldn't even be necessary. And I could be like, yo, I can be off the La La Land. What else did I discover? I had to take CBD cookies from a friend of mine. Not take, I bought it from her, but I bought CBD cookies from her, CBD snickerdoodles, and the CBD snickerdoodles helped me only after I removed the headband from my head and turned the thing off. So I don't think you should be having something that some kind of smart device strapped to your head for 8 hours a night when you're already exposed to the cellular signals and Wi-Fi signals day in, day out. You're exposed to so much, and you're expected to just be like, yeah, okay, I'll go buy your stuff right now. Like, no, like, gosh, gee willikers, I just lost another 500. At least that company executive can go sip a mojito on a yacht. No, again, this is just a rant. I'm trying to make it funny in order to calm myself, because really I want to throw my phone against a tree. But I'm not going to having to go buy another phone on account of a company's fault. Like, this is Muse's fault, So, the packaging was all right. It wasn't really all that it was cracked up to be. They gave you a smorgasbord of stuff of not knowing where to start. You go to, do I go to Alpha Beats? Do I go to Brain FM? You could use Brain FM in combination with the headband, but then you have to swap to the other app of the Muse app so that you can go back and find out what your data was. And setting that up was, at first it was a pain in the butt, because if you're putting on your headband and you're trying to use Brain FM with the headband, sometimes your Bluetooth, it doesn't work for like a minute, because I have the Galaxy Buds, and it took me an arm and a leg of time just to set the thing up the first couple times, because when I go to push play in the middle of a session, if I connect my Bluetooth after the headband, then the thing isn't going to work. Like, you could push play and no sound's coming out. So you have to go and reset the whole thing up. And again, this is annoying. So, so what would I say about Muse? I would say, Muse, you need to cut that price by like 70%. I'm just keeping it a buck. That price got to drop to like well beneath $180 for the Athena. For the brand new one that dropped, it's not worth $500. It's just not. Do not spend not near $500. You can do so much better. Again, buying a pair of wired headphones, finding a way of connecting it to your device, and listening to binaural beats freely available on YouTube for free. I would rather give a content creator ad revenue for 2 to 3 hours, because that actually works a lot better, though it's not a silver bullet. I mean, when I go to listen to binaural beats on the internet, I've fallen asleep to a Delta track, and I woke up after 3 hours. With Muse, I don't get 3 hours of sleep. I just don't. And this is despite exercise. This is despite all other mitigation, techniques that I have to mitigate high blood sugars over the course of the night when I'm trying to sleep. Because as a type 2 diabetic, if my blood sugars spike, it's going to wake me up. And that can sometimes happen to me. So my experience with the Muse S Athena, it was extremely disappointing. Also, don't get me started about the customer service. Essentially, so they get you into the bundle only to refuse to repay you. They don't want to give you back the bundled money. So whatever part of the money went to Brain FM, which again, really decent service. Alpha Beats, Alpha Beats essentially got free money from me, even though they admitted that the engineers were quote unquote still working on it, which meant that Federal Trade Commission, if you're out there, or international trade organizations, that means that these people are selling an incomplete product for full price. Just throwing it out there. So I'm gonna be putting this on multiple platforms. So my videos up until this point were just on YouTube. This is going on YouTube. This is going on Rumble. This is going on BitChute. And, you know, because I think people got to know about this before they start cracking open their wallets and saying, you know what, I could either go buy socks and sneakers for my entire family and still have money left over to go get some delicious tacos, or I can go break the bank and go buy this headband. And I don't want that to happen. People like, X, that's oddly specific. Yeah, your sweet bippy, it's specific. Oh man, I want some tacos so bad. Anyway, so really that's all I got to say about this. This was my experience with Muse Athena. Muse, if you're listening to this, I'm well within my 30-day window. I want my money back, all of it. Today's Sunday, so I'm going to be contacting the company again tomorrow, probably as early as possible. So that's around 9 a.m. But this experiment's gone far enough. Do not buy the Muse Athena unless they want to re-engineer the entire thing. It's not worth $500. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys have any other questions about what my controls were for studying my own brain, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below. But no matter what happens, I'm getting my money back.